Time is 9:42, and in this day, especially as it gets colder in the wintertime, and you think about those electric bills as they crank up, and you think, is there another way around this? I have Mark from Green Convergence, and how are you doing, Mark?
Good, George. How are you?
Doing great. Now you Green Convergence is a local business. You general contractors, but you specialize in solar panel installation. Is that correct?
Correct. We're general electrical and roofing contractors.
Right. I was going to get to that.
Oh,
actually.
okay.
So that's good. That's very good, though, that you brought that up. Now, we want to talk about solar power and this whole thing about, because it's come a long way in the 30, 40 years that it's actually been introduced, right?
Correct.
And I think my first house I moved into out here in Saugus was built in the late 60s. They put something up in the 70s that was really archaic and never worked properly to just heat the water in the house. But now these actually take care of the electricity, the entire electricity in the home, correct?
Exactly. The old solar thermal is what you're referring to. You had water on the roof, and there were a lot of leak issues and things. No water on your roof with PV solar photovoltaic. We're generating electricity, not heating water.
And the thing with this is that this is your electricity. You're not beholden to Edison or anybody else. This is actually yours, right? When it's installed.
You become a power plant owner.
That is particularly terrific, and many reasons aside from just the obvious of the environmental impact, because most power stations are burning some sort of fossil fuels to get them going. But the other thing too is there are rebates and things and benefits aside from just the environmental impact, the all kinds of different benefits that come your way as a solar power person, right, or a solar power having them installed in your home or office, correct?
Yeah. Well, a lot of times we say solar makes sense, CENTS. It saves you money.
And you can get rebates actually from not only the federal government for the program, is that right?
There's rebates from Edison, or if you're another utility, whatever utility, as well as 30% federal income tax credit.
Well, that's actually one of the really, really, really good reasons. There's several reasons to have solar installed in your home or business. Now, you don't just do solar. We also you're a general contractor. You do roofing, and I was reading about some of the things that you do, and the way you do the solar installation, you don't just put it on top of the roof. You actually, just on top of the tiles, you actually make it so that you kind of move the tiles around and actually reinstall and do things to the roof to make it a little more secure, or how does that actually work?
Well, we actually take the tile off and put a brand new composition shingle roof underneath, which is a very flexible roof. It's going to last for decades, as the solar panels last decades. We feel that drilling a hole in tile, the typical way solar's mounted, is going to have roof leaks. And 95% of callbacks on solar installations are roof leaks. We don't have any because we do it the right way. And also, from an aesthetic standpoint, it's very much of a building integrated look instead of a big wing sitting above your tile.
I've seen the pictures on your website, which is greenconvergence.com, by the way, and looking at how they just blend right into the angle of the roof. And I'm reading also, it doesn't, as far as homeowner associations and things like that, you can still have solar power installed even if you belong to a homeowner association. They can't stop you from doing that, correct?
They can't stop you, and honestly, they love us because we don't have any exposed conduit, exposed junction boxes. Wherever possible, we put the inverters in the garage, so the only thing that's visible from the street, if it's that direction, is the panels themselves. And so the homeowners association love us because we don't do your typical installation.
And as far as this goes from a saving standpoint, I mean, yeah, there is a cost involved in the installation, obviously, but the fact that you're virtually eliminating your utility bill, and actually with the rebates that the potential rebates and things like that come, is actually more of a cost-effective method of producing power for your home, correct?
Well, the really good news is with the new SunPower lease, it's zero down. You come in with absolutely no money out of pocket. Your monthly payment is typically lower than your current electric payment, so and you're not subject to those rapidly increasing rates that who knows where they're going to be 10, 15, 20 years from now.
That's true, and that's very true. And the other thing about that too is now let me ask you this: if there is a power outage everywhere else in the neighborhood, are your lights still on when you have solar power installed into your home?
Unfortunately not, and that's for a safety consideration. The utilities require, for the safety of their personnel, that when the power goes down, that the panel shut off so that you're not getting a backfeed. You got a lineman working on a down power line, thinks it's dead, and gets hammered from power coming from your solar system. So it's a safety issue. So unfortunately, when the grid's down, you're down.
Well, I can understand that because you definitely don't want to make it worse until it gets better. But this is actually incredibly fascinating, and also you're a general contractor, so you can actually handle anything as far as home repairs or anything else, and electrical as well, right? So you also are
That's correct.
Certified electricians and roofing as well. So if it's not solar power isn't your thing, you still want to call Green Convergence for those other types of general contractor needs.
Well, especially this time of year, and they're talking about another wet year. A roof tune-up's a great idea. Just to have one of our professionals come out, take a look, do any sealing or clean gutters, and do those kind of things that prevent you having that water dripping on your bedroom floor while you're sleeping. So a roof tune-up's a really good idea, just to as a preventative measure.
Exactly, especially if your roof is more than a couple of years old. Mark, I want to thank you very much for coming in. Again, that website is greenconvergence.com. Is there another phone number or something they can contact you if they have direct questions?
661-294-9999.
That is absolutely terrific. Thank you very much for coming in, Mark.
Thanks for having me.
Really appreciate it. All right, the time is 9:49. We got some music from Adele to get to just ahead.